You're listening to the DeCesare Group Podcast. Welcome back. I'm your host, Jim DeCesare. Sports enthusiasts, listen up. The largest sports book east of the Mississippi will soon open at the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs in Franklin, Kentucky. Whether it's college football on Saturdays, NFL Sundays, baseball playoffs, or more, this will become the go-to destination for fans looking for a high-tech gaming experience. My guest today is going to tell us all about it. Johan Mirkovic is the Vice President and General Manager of the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs. Johan is an influential leader in hospitality management with over 3 decades of expertise in the gaming industry. His knowledge, vision, and interpersonal skills position him as a pivotal force in elevating gaming operations. Johan has been at the helm of the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs for nearly 5 years. The new Circa Sportsbook debuting this month is just the latest example of the exciting high-tech offerings we have right here on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. Here's my conversation with Johan Mirkovic. Johan, thanks for being on the DeCesare Group Podcast.
Very nice to be here, sir, and thank you for inviting me. I'm very privileged to be here.
Well, I'm excited to have you here. You know, you've got over 30 years of experience in gaming and hospitality. What do you think makes Circa Sportsbook at Kentucky Downs stand out as the state-of-the-art facility in the industry?
Well, first of all, that's a really good question to ask. It's one of those things where when we were looking into bringing the entertainment venue to Franklin, Simpson County, and what we've been able to do for the past 5 years, as you and I have talked about it many times, we asked ourselves, is there anything else that we can do to continue to attract people from Tennessee and also expose more of a Kentucky database? So with the recent sports betting passing, meaning recent, I think it's going on, a year and a half right now, if I'm not mistaken, we asked ourselves, the one thing that Tennessee has is that they've legalized the sports betting, but it's not brick and mortar. So there's no places in Tennessee that you can really sit down and enjoy this magnificent view of any type of sporting events people like to enjoy. So one great thing about us is we have always had great partners, and we ended up approaching Derek Stevens in Las Vegas. He owns Circa. He's well known for his growth and success that he has exposed himself over the years. And one thing that he prides himself on is about his sports book. And anyone that's been in Las Vegas and seen his sports book and how big this thing is, right, and how much entertainment it provides, then the decision was rather easy. So we approached him and said, hey, Derek, how would you like to have Circa number 2 in Franklin, Simpson County? And he's like, you know what, let me look into it. Came back, and he's like, I'm doing it. But another thing that he has done is he owns this Vegas Information Sports Network, and you've seen it yesterday. That network has become so successful that him and his partners were looking for the second location in the United States. And after doing all the research and traveling all over the country, what they decided to do is we're going to put VSiN inside of the Mint Gaming Hall, inside of our Circa Sportsbook. Yeah. And that was exciting. So to answer your question better, what is it going to do? I think it's going to provide something that no one else has seen around. It's the largest sports book east of Mississippi. We're talking about 18,000 square feet. You've seen it firsthand yourself yesterday.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
it's like stadium seating.
It is,
and then there's reserve.
That's
booths,
right.
And
we got a pizza place.
Parlor, yeah.
We have our vice president of food and beverage, Charlene Paget, who is a phenomenal lady who's years of experience, and she actually took a vacation to go to Italy, and she grabbed some great recipes about the pizzas and sandwiches and whatnot. So she's super excited to showcase her skills, but her skills speak for themselves. She's just a wonderful person. Yeah. We're super excited about that. The atmosphere, once that opens and everyone sees, it's not just going to be a wow. I believe it's going to bring the community together even more, because now there's a place that everyone can go and enjoy the sporting events, right? And as you know, that's something that we need around here. So we're super excited.
So one of the things that I noticed when I was in that room yesterday is that has to be the largest TV in Kentucky.
You know what? It is.
It's huge.
It's 80 feet wide with 40 feet in height.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I can talk about it all day long here.
Yeah.
But you have to come and see it. I mean, once you see this, you're gonna go, wow. It's listen, people just need to come see it.
Yeah.
So,
And the Wiesen is going to they have their own studio there.
They do. You've seen it for yourself
Yes.
yesterday, state-of-the-art studio. They will be doing their daily podcasts. I mean, this is the brand names that will be coming to the Franklin Simpson County to actually do that daily sports journey and telling everybody about it. It's amazing what we've been able to accomplish for the past 5 years, and just that's all really thanks to the community. Like I told you yesterday, thanks to the city leaders, county leaders especially as well, and the state leaders for giving us the opportunity to come in and say, hey, we can. It's not just about this one piece, it's about everything else.
And I know our mutual friend Damon Thayer, he listens to the podcast
Yes.
every now and then. So let's give him a shout out too.
Listen,
because
Damon knows how much I love him and how much I respect him. I can tell you, as you said, I've been doing this for over 35 years. And when it comes to people who truly care about what they do, and Damon has always been 150% focused on saving horse racing industry.
Yeah.
And what he was able to do with everyone else on the board and help us cross the finish line, that man, God bless him. I love him. He knows it, and I'll do anything for him. So, Damon, my man, I love you and respect you, brother.
And for those that don't know, Damon Thayer is a former state senator, and he was the former majority floor
That's
leader
right.
in the state senate.
That's
and
right.
A longtime friend of mine and yours as well.
Yeah.
So talk about the innovative design and technology of this new venue and how it's going to enhance the customer experience and set new standards for sports betting facilities.
So, as you know, and everybody that listens to these calls, everyone knows that vast majority of the right that gets done, meaning the handle that comes in, it's about 97, 98% that actually comes through mobile devices. Mm-hmm. What happens in current times is when people make bets via mobile device, they tend to watch the games at home, or they tend to watch the games at their best friends or the local sports bars and whatnot.
Yeah.
This is going to provide, as I said, a completely different experience. From a technology side of it, you have to immerse yourself when you come in. It's going to grab you into it. It's going to make you feel like you're inside of the game. You will see firsthand when we have our first NFL game and that 80/40 is completely lit on a one game, you're going to feel like you're inside the stadium. And that's designed to do that. I mean, you have the state-of-the-art counters, the betting kiosks. So it's your choice. You know, when you come in, you can decide to bet, on your mobile device, or you can go down to the counter attendant and make the bets. Basically, it's the experience that not that many people have ever encountered before, right? Because a lot of folks know about sports. I mean, I've been in sports all my life. You've been in sports all your life. And it's just providing that technology side of it that everyone would really enjoy.
So is this venue 24/7 like the rest of the facility?
Yes. So what's going to happen is the venue itself will be open at the same operating hours like as what we do right now, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then Thursday through Sunday is 24/7. The venue itself will actually close at 11 o'clock at night on those 24/7 just because there's no sporting events after a certain period
like
to actually
a cricket game in Europe somewhere.
Yeah, well, hey, we can do it. And you know what? That's another thing that I forgot to mention. What's really good about us is we're not afraid to really guess what they want. So you will see a lot of the UFC events. You will see a lot of WWE events where people have to look at pay-per-views and whatnot. Derek is very good about showcasing all this stuff. So
that's awesome.
It's good, yeah.
So, from an operational and a strategic perspective, what's the impact you anticipate of the new sports book? And we don't want to get into, specific numbers, but talk about visitors to the venue.
Yeah, so
and, not only to the sports book, but also Kentucky Downs and the Mint Gaming Hall.
So let's start first how we started back in 2019 and how we got ourselves to where we're at currently, and that will paint the picture a better way. In 2019, we ended up purchasing the property, as everyone knows, and the property at the time was one central building. I believe we had less than 100 team members at the time, and we were able in 5 years to expand that and not just look at it as as a brick wall surrounded with machines. We brought in a hotel. We brought in an event center. We expanded about 200,000 square feet of additional entertainment space for the guests. We have Corner Cafe. We have a steakhouse that's been voted 2 years in a row one of the best steakhouses around. And by doing so, we were able to go from, I think roughly, don't quote me on it, but it was a smaller number of visits a year. Mm-hmm. We're currently reaching to 2 million visits a year. So we have so many people that come from all over the country, especially from Tennessee. So we pull in about 85 to 88% from Tennessee directly. And this exposure of the sports book, as I was telling you yesterday, we're not concerned about the revenues because that's another amenity that we're adding to it. It's going to create additional foot traffic that will expose the Franklin and Simpson County in a even better ways, where it's going to promote local businesses as well.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is people, when they get off the freeway of 65 and when they get off on exit 2 or 121, they'll be able to see, like, hey, for the first time, you know what, this is a nice place, right?
Yeah.
So we're anticipating heavy volumes. At first, we know it's going to be rather challenging because a lot of people don't know what sportsbook is. So there's a lot of marketing is going out there. It's going to be challenging to break the mold of people who have been used to enjoying sporting events at their home or a friend's house or the local bars, and this is a completely new venue. But energy and hype that we're getting from current guests and all the vendors that are around, it's amazing to say the least. Everybody's excited to get it open.
You're going to be able to attract a different type of clientele for the sports book because, I could see fantasy teams having their drafts there and, doing different things.
Yes.
They might not be the people who come to the Mint Gaming Hall.
That is correct.
But they'll come to this space.
That is correct. So I don't know if you recall, Jim, when Ron and Mark, we got into...
You're talking about Ron Winchell.
Ron Winchell, great guy. Mark Falcone, great guy. The one thing is what I love about Ron and Mark and our COO, Dan Roy, who's been in the business for so many years. He's been my mentor for many, many years. What I love about these three guys is they're so down to earth. They have strong values. Those values represent us in a good light. They have never been focused on let's worry about the bottom line as much as they're focused on community, as much as they're focused on making sure that we follow everything that needs to be done. They're very big on taking care of team members, and that's been my, value for many, many years, and that's why I joined the team. And I got to tell you, without them, we wouldn't be here today. But anyway, I can sing a lot of praises about those guys. They're great. Yeah. But to speak more about what Ron and Mark specifically said back in 2019 when they were new to this area, I remember Mark saying, it's not just about machines. We are going to bring restaurants. We're going to bring hotel. We're going to bring all these things to make this property into destination property, right? And that's what we're doing. And we're seeing great results that everybody's benefiting from it, right? Like I was telling you yesterday, we started with less than 100 team members, and in 5 years, we were able – in the first 3 years, we were able to build 4 properties in the state of Kentucky. Now, when you look at it from the economic impact, total, we have close to 750 team members that work for us. That's a significant change. Yeah. When you see what we do from the vendor side of it, about 96% of our vendors are local, and a lot of them benefit from that success, and we're so happy to do that, right? Yeah. But sportsbook, it's going to make a difference.
Yeah, and a whole new client base and a lot of opportunities.
Yes.
Like I said, I could see, the fantasy baseball, football, basketball groups, those groups of guys getting there, reserving their booth and, being there on that day when they have their drafts and having fun. And it's going to be exciting to be a part of that. And,
have you ever been on Sunday watching a football game in a sports book or Monday night?
No. Never.
Jim, it feels like you're at the college stadium.
Yeah.
It's the amount of energy, the amount of fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to coming down and taking part.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So talk about the the Mint, the
Yes.
Mint Gaming Hall, Kentucky Downs, in general, the whole operation.
Yes.
Because you all have done, you mentioned the entertainment venue.
Yes.
You're bringing in top talent now.
Yes.
For shows.
Yes.
You're bringing in up and coming musicians from Nashville.
That is correct.
So talk a little bit about the entertainment factor.
Yeah. So talking about the entertainment side of it, so our goal was when we built a new stage and remodeled the center bar, which is right now Midnight Bourbon. It has its own lounge. You've seen it yesterday for yourself.
It's amazing.
It looks really good, right? So we decided to start bringing the Nashville artists, the hungry artists who are looking for that deal or to sign the record deal.
Or just signed a deal.
Connor Sweeney just actually signed a record deal, and he actually played. His last performance on the stage was at the Mint Gaming Hall Saturday night, and he rocked the house. He did a great job. The whole point is to continue to provide a wow experience, right? Everybody's going to enjoy themselves, but super excited about that whole entertainment. But what I'm also extremely excited about that I haven't shared, and I thank you for asking, is our horse racing.
Yeah,
right.
I was going to get to that.
Yeah, I know you were going to. I figured I beat you to the punch there. But here's the thing: on the end of the day, we talk about Damon Taylor sacrificed a lot to save the horse racing industry. Ron Winchell did the same. Mark Falcone did the same.
And before you go any further, talk about Ron and Mark, because they're in the horse industry.
They are.
They have Derby horses.
They do. So Ron Winchell is a very predominant figure in the horse racing industry. Everyone knows him as a top horse owner.
The red jersey with the W on it.
With the W on it. I mean, when you look at horses that he was able to produce and they've been able to win. Tappet is one of the famous horses. Mm-hmm. You got the Gun Runner. You got the horse that we had at our Bowling Green that actually ran in Derby, as you recall. Ron is one of those guys that that doesn't really wave their flag every day and say I'm the best. He's very humble, like the rest of us, and very low key in many ways. Mark is the same way, right? I mean, they're a phenomenal group of folks. But like I was telling you about our vision and everything else that we wanted to do, our number one priority has always been save the horse racing industry. And why do I say that? Is because it provides billions of dollars a year to state of Kentucky. It provides a lot of jobs, and everything that we're doing here, as you know, we do really well, and 1.5% of that handle goes towards taxes, and some of those taxes go into the Horseman Fund and whatnot. But I tell you what, we're able to help other tracks in the state of Kentucky so they can raise their purses, so we can bring people from other states that can bring their horses and run on our tracks. And speaking of the track, we became Grade 1 racing last year, and I was telling you about that. And we started to attract a lot of horses from Europe, and now our track is recognized as one of the top tracks in the country, probably one of the top tracks in the world.
Right.
So we are gave away
Queen Elizabeth's second favorite track.
That's right. Remember that? And I shared it with you. Queen Elizabeth, before she passed away, she recognized Kentucky Downs track as one of the great tracks out there. And there's a lot of people are not into horse racing, but when you look at the love and joy that we have for horses and just for the community, when you see what horse racing does together and how it brings everyone together, it's a feeling that you don't encounter every day. And when I started here 5 years ago, and when I came to the property and I looked at it, and when I started getting around the horses and I started getting around the loyalty, the honor and respect the horse racing industry has for one another, I told my wife, this is it. This is where I'm staying. This is what I'm going to protect. And that's what I'm doing. So super excited. Everything that we're doing from the entertainment, hotel, to sports betting, everything channels down to the horse racing. That money gets dispersed throughout the state of Kentucky, which is wonderful. But one great thing is this year is going to be very special. As I told you yesterday, we're giving over $35 million in purses over the over 2-week period, which is 7 racing days. We have horses traveling from all over the world to be here. We have the top jockeys that are going to be present. Very pleased to report that we signed a deal with NBC, which is a pretty good thing. We're going to have a
major network,
where that track
and they predominantly show the major horse racing events.
So the Mint is going to be the Kentucky Downs and Franklin Simpson County is going to be literally worldwide coverage, 2 hours. No commercials, no nothing. Those reporters will be talking about us, and they should be talking about us. You know what? Because enough is enough. We've been quiet as a community for a long time. Everybody needs to know what we're all about. Everybody needs to know that this community has strong values, and I think it's important for the rest of the world to know that, hey, this is Kentucky, and there's a lot of great things happening.
And we are the horse racing capital
exactly.
of the world.
We are the horse racing capital of the world, and you're absolutely right. So, Jimmy, you and I got to continue to protect this with everyone else, and we got to continue to protect people of Kentucky, and just continue to grow it in the right way.
And those live dates for NBC are what,
Yes.
August 30th and September 6th?
Yes, yeah. So it's August 30th, September 6th.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be great. With all the improvements we've done, it's going to be good.
So you know, talking about protecting the horse racing industry, so a little history for those who don't know, and the reason Senator Thayer was so instrumental in this is because, you know, we're competing with other states,
That is
Louisiana,
That's
Florida,
correct. That is correct.
New York,
That is
you know,
correct.
California. They all have a strong horse racing community.
That's correct.
And they were doing things that were hurting Kentucky because it was becoming more financially feasible for those horse racing operations to be in those states. So we had to change some things.
That's right.
Through the legislation and to protect the industry, because it's one of our we down here we'll say we have three signature industries. We have horse racing, we have bourbon, and we have the Corvette.
That's right.
But you know, protecting that horse racing was extremely important. And you know, there's nothing, you know, bourbon's safe. But that's why some of those laws were changed,
That is correct.
and it has made a huge impact over the last 5 years too.
Oh, absolutely, and very happy to continue to protect something I've learned to love for the past when I first got here, and just, you know, growing up in overseas on a farm, and my grandfather who raised me has always taught me the values of life. You know, and when you're young, you think you can grab the world by your hands and you don't listen. But as I got older, I realized more and more how important it is to protect what you believe in, and just be part of the community and take care of business.
So let's talk about that for a minute, because you know, while you have this big operation, not only in Franklin, but you have one in Bowling Green, one in Corbin, and where's the fourth one?
The Williamsburg.
Yeah, Williamsburg. But here in South Central Kentucky, Bowling Green and Franklin, the Mint has given back to the community as well. You know, you sponsor a lot of different events. You're involved in a lot of different things, Chamber of Commerce's, all that stuff.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that, because, you know, if you don't toot with your own horn, no one will toot with it for you.
But yeah, and you know how I am, man.
I know.
You know me for a few years now. I don't sit here and say, hey, I do this, I do that, because it's not about me. It's about the team.
Yeah.
I'm just very blessed that I'm part of a great team who continues to care about the community. I mean, you know, when you take a look at my partner Jim Manasmith, who oversees the Bowling Green and Williamsburg in Kentucky, and he's also responsible for our gaming division as well. Mm-hmm. And when you work with this guy, and I've known him for many, many years, we've known each other for over 20 years now, and you see how much he cares. And you know, I'm just going to name a few people here, and like Gina Harper, for example. Gina Harper is a Kentucky native, right? And she's a phenomenal person. And when you learn from, you know, just two out of many, many people, when you learn from the team members like them, how much they care about the community, and we continue to do that. We actually do quite a bit, and we're going to continue to do so. So we want to make sure that we disperse our funds in the ways that will help people. Like one of them that I believe is Boys and Girls Club. I think it's a wonderful organization who helps a lot of young individuals to see the light and just help them, guide them in the right direction. But there's so many other different organizations that we support. To us, it's very important that when we give our funds to a charity, we want to make sure, or any type of organization, we want to make sure that those funds are 100% distributed within their community. Yep. We're really not big on giving it to someone that's going to keep 40-50% of the sums, because it's not about that. It's about helping people. And, and like I said, I'm just humble about this, and the rest of the team is you know, feels the same way.
Well, I think it's important to acknowledge that, because not only are you you have these operations, but you're ingrained in the community
Yes.
as well. You're not
Yes.
just here to take;
No.
you're here
No.
to give back as well.
No, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
My wife loves it here, and I do too. Right. At the times, I'm not crazy about tornadoes and stuff like that, but
Well, yeah,
what's really cool though, even though God forbid ever happens, but when we suffered that tragedy in Bowling Green, we all came together.
Yeah.
And he was really to me. It's my spirit just rised even more, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this where people just come together so quickly, and yeah. It's all about the community, man.
Yeah. All right, I want to circle back to the team members.
Yes.
How many employees do you have in Franklin?
So in Franklin, I have 425 as of right now. We grew that from, like I said earlier, from less than 100 team members. We were able to provide better living for them. Meaning, for example,
you're paying good wages.
Like for example, my cooks, like I told you yesterday, they make $20 to $22 an hour. That's very strong. That's those are Nashville wages, and we always want to make sure that we pay people what they're worth, and we recognize each position as an essential position to the business, and we just continue to make the difference. So when you figure 425 team members, 72% of those are from Kentucky. The other 28% come from actually Tennessee, because you have people that are because we're so close to the border. So people live in White House and whatnot.
I mean, you're 100 yards from the Tennessee
exactly
line, so.
right. And so we're very pleased where we're headed, and it's really cool to see. What's really cool though, and I got to share this, right? So, I always tell everyone, when you want to check out how a company takes care of their team members, just walk through the team member parking lot, see what they drive.
Yeah.
When you see a lot of new vehicles, nice cars and everything, then we're doing something right, right? And that's pretty cool. Like when you see, and then I always tell everyone, go in the back of the house, look at the team member dining room. Like I think we're the only property that has this smoking area for team members that's fully air conditioned. It's got the heat. It's got. I don't think
you don't
anyone
have to go outside.
No, but some people still like to break a rule here and there and step out of it. But it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And then how many employees are in Bowling Green?
So Bowling Green has about 130 or 135.
So you're looking at almost 600 employees between
600
Bowling
team
Green
members,
and Franklin.
Yeah.
And those are 600 jobs of 600 families that are making good wages, that are providing for their families.
That's right.
And
think about that. Yeah, that's a big deal.
And the economic impact of that is huge.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's again, like I was telling you yesterday, we don't sit here and advertise that because, like I was telling you, we're really humble.
Well, that's what this podcast is about.
I know, right? But the thing about it is, and these are great wages. When you look at what everyone makes at our property, we're proud to say that it's probably one of the top paying places around. I mean, it's like I was telling you, $20 to $22 an hour for a cook. That's a great wage, where other places are paying between $13 and $15 an hour.
And I think I mentioned to you that based on my role as the economic development director in Simpson County, I believe you're our third largest employer, which would be right behind Trader Joe's, Berry Plastics, and then the Mint.
And just take a look at that impact just between three organizations.
Yeah,
let's talk about that. That's a big deal.
A couple
bud.
thousand jobs right there. Just
in Franklin, Simpson,
three companies.
Yeah, think about that, Franklin, Kentucky, and I keep saying that because I want everyone to know. Yes, Franklin is growing, and it's a great place to live. It's a great place to be part of it. Same as Bowling Green. I mean, look at the growth.
It's a whole region.
Yeah, it's a whole region. So, this is a big deal.
In our last podcast, we had Brooke Waldrop and Phil Baker from Logan County.
That's right.
Talking about the good
Think
things.
About that. Yeah. Think about that, and that is so cool. That's great when you see this type of growth.
All right, before we let you go, looking ahead, how do you see the sports betting industry evolving in Kentucky, and what role will your organization play in the future of gaming and entertainment in the region?
So sports betting so far is strong, has actually displayed strong legs since it's been passed. I do believe as long as the betting is monitored correctly, and as long as the laws are followed and everything is done the way it's supposed to be, it's going to continue to grow in a really a fun way. How do we play a part of this? We're just going to continue to offer what we do and offer the experience that we've been offering for the past 5 years, and I believe everything will work out pretty good.
All right. Hey, Johan, thanks for being on the DeCesare Group Podcast.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me again. This is really good, and thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thanks again to Johan Mirkovic, Vice President and General Manager of the Mint Gaming Hall at Kentucky Downs, for joining us this week on the DeCesare Group Podcast, and thank you for checking us out. If you like what you hear, please share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave us a review and share your feedback with us. You can also follow the DeCesare Group across all of our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. You can even subscribe to our weekly newsletter, Silky Economic Development and Business News, by going to our website, thedecesaregroup.com. The DeCesare Group Podcast is produced by the DeCesare Group, a public relations and consulting firm based in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The DeCesare Group Podcast is researched and written by Amy DeCesare, with content contributions from Brooke DeCesare, and post-production by our own in-house sports enthusiast, Justin DeCesare. I'm Jim DeCesare, inviting you to join us again next time for the DeCesare Group Podcast.